Next at 10.
It's a hazardous and risky business.
Will body bags chill America's commitment to the Balkans? And the Fox 5 investigation that will blow you away inside the underground of waves. Next.
Wednesday, May 5th, 1999. Thousands sift through the rubble of their shattered homes. A live report on the aftermath of the deadly tornadoes. Plus, does too much pornography turn people into criminals? Meet people who say it does. Then, pulsating music, illegal drugs, even sex at a popular D.C. nightclub. And wait till you see who's watching.
Fox 5's 10 o'clock news starts now.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Landis.
And I'm Tracy Neal. Many people say they just underway music and subtle sex. It's part of the youth culture club scene, and what we caught on camera may shock you, especially when you find out who's watching. Fox 5's Elizabeth Leamy investigates the D.C. rave scene.
And how much rain for...
Right now, late evening by most people's standards, but in one corner of town, the party has just barely begun.
We are talking about the rave scene, and if you're over 25, the story may be a revelation to you. Raves are defined by mesmerizing music, designer drugs, and subtle sex.
Fox 5's Elizabeth Leamy went undercover to show us. Elizabeth, this is the story everyone's been talking about. What'd you find out?
More than we bargained for, that's what. At the rave we attended, I was offered half a dozen illegal substances. We saw money changing hands, people doing drugs. We watched a teenager carried out of the club unconscious. And here's the stunning part. D.C. cops were watching too. Or were they? In the shadow of the U.S. Capitol, late at night, there's a seedy section of Southeast where behind these walls, it's time. Time to rave, time to roll.
Are you rolling? I am rolling my ass off.
Costumed couples whirl and writhe to throbbing music. An 18-year-old girl sits in a corner in a pool of vomit. A bare-chested teenager introduces himself as Jungle Boy. Young people stroke each other with lazy hands and vacant eyes. This is Buzz. Buzz is the after-hours rave party held every Friday night at a club called Nation, formerly the Capitol Ballroom. Teens and 20-somethings line up for hours to get in and get it on.
Like I said, it's just upbeat, you know, party, you know.
A lot of people doing it, yeah. It's great.
E stands for ecstasy, the rave crowd's defining drug. It's not exactly hard to get drugs past the bouncers here at Buzz. One night as we watched, a young raver just stepped out of line for a second, stuck something in his shoe. Moments later, he was in and ready to roll. When we went to Buzz, 3 times out of 4, nobody patted us down. Half the time, they didn't even check our bag. Security was spotty. Listen to this Buzz bouncer.
Oh, believe me, it's very wild. Very. We do what we have to do. We let things go sometimes, you know.
We know. We were offered marijuana, methamphetamine, ketamine, and of course, ecstasy. 3 different kinds. The dealers caught us as we walked through the crowd, peddling their wares casually.
There's a lot of things going around tonight. There's elephants, there's diamonds, there's...
What are diamonds? This is totally different lingo.
It's different types of E.
Sources say you can buy acid and coke here, too. Discarded pills and powders litter the tabletops. We said no, but plenty of people said yes. This antsy 18-year-old said he was flying on methamphetamine. Here's another guy snorting some white powder. Could be coke, could be anything. The pot smokers were easy to spot and to smell. But it's ecstasy that's everywhere. $25 a dose. E for ecstasy. E for evidence, all around us. For one thing, people kept talking about rolling. That's rave speak for doing ecstasy.
Who's rolling?
And then there's E for expert, like this self-proclaimed ecstasy veteran.
There's a lot of things that play a factor in rolling.
Like what?
Liquid, fluids, no food, people, music.
Ravers are a young crowd, but why the pacifiers?
Or something like, ah!
Turns out ecstasy makes you grind your teeth. That could also be why strangers kept asking us for gum. Ecstasy also dehydrates you, a frustrating fact for Buzz bartenders. Many ecstasy users like to inhale Vicks vapor to enhance their high. They blow it into each other's eyes, noses, and mouths. Some ravers smear Vicks inside surgical masks and breathe it all night. Drug experts say the main ingredient is a stimulant related to methamphetamine. Apparently, what things feel like is a big part of the ecstasy experience. That's why ravers rock in each other's arms, crack their backs with bizarre contortions. Some bring vibrating massagers to Buzz. Others do it the old-fashioned way.
The reason I'm touching you is because it feels good. It's like tingly.
This guy insisted on stroking our producer's shoulders because it made his hands feel good. It's a strange sensory world.
Oh, it's the best feeling you'll ever feel.
Occasionally, that feeling turns sexual. Here, a young woman is fondling her boyfriend sexually while he leans up against the wall. They finish while the music throbs on. Some say ravers are the hippies of the 90s. They even have a motto: peace, love, unity, and respect. There's no question Buzz has a friendly, mellow atmosphere.
You don't ever see any fights. You don't ever see anybody getting rude. You don't ever see anybody getting disrespectful to anybody.
Rave regulars insist the scene's not about drugs, but about music. To an outsider, the thumping techno is one big blur. But there are real fans here.
This is my music. The music's fantastic.
The diehards dance, but lots of ravers don't. Take a look at the fringes of the club. We saw plenty of people who needed to sleep something off. We stood around this guy for 15 minutes. He never moved. On our third trip to Buzz, some teenagers carried a friend out this door. She was unconscious. They splashed water on her face. They slapped her face. No dice. This teen was out cold. So in 4 Fridays at Buzz, we saw people dealing drugs, doing drugs, and overdoing drugs. And we weren't the only ones watching.